Welcome to my channel. Season greetings. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Today I'm doing a long overdue recipe. It's the Caribbean Black Cake. Even though I haven't done the video, it's already on my website for some time now. I just have to tweak it a bit. But anyway, so let's get to the video. Here are the ingredients that I have. I have 2 cups of candy cherries, 2 cups of mixed peel. I got this in the grocery store, pineapple, and said this would be great to add to my black cake. So I have some candied pineapple here, and this is 2 cups approximately, and I have 2 cups of raisins. We have here I use the whole bottle of red wine, a red sweet wine. If you could get the my mother used to buy a Korea red wine back in the day. I can't get that right now. I was looking for St. Vincent red wine too as well. That's really nice, but I wasn't able to get that. It's quite pricey too as well. You're basically looking for cheap red sweet wine. So I did a whole bottle of that. Plus I added 3 cups of dark rum. I use Cruzan dark rum for my mixture. So next step, I'm going to put everything together and show you actually what I do, what has to be done. This has to be like set for like maybe 2 weeks for the minimum. Some people, my mom does it like for months and months, maybe about 6-8 months, or maybe to a whole year. She has it there until she's ready to make her cake for Christmas time. So let me show you the next step. My fruits in my mixing bowl. What I did was the pineapple was a bit chunky, so I gave them a quick chop. I chop it up a bit finely, and I also did the same thing to the cherries because they were a little bigger. Yeah. So what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to add the wine and the rum. Now you could do this 2 ways. You could put this as is into your jar and let that do its thing for like how many months, how many weeks, right? Or and then when you're done, when the time is up, you could give it a quick blend to get them to a nice smooth consistency. But what I'm gonna do, I prefer to do the blend first and then put them in my jar to just soak up all the alcohol and stuff. So I'm gonna put the rest of the alcohol. So I don't really, you could use your food processor. I have my blender, so I'm going to do the mixing in my blender. Okay, blender, I'm going to do this in sections, in batches. I'm going to put maybe about 2 or 3 scoops of the mixed fruits with the wine into my my blender, and some of the alcohol as well. And then I'm going to do a slight pulse. Okay, so there's a consistency. It's sort of like not too fine, just has a little chunk in it still. So that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to transfer this to my bottle where I'm going to be storing these fruits and alcohol. Okay, so it's in my jar. I just want you to see a close-up of what it looks like. Yes, I'm going to cover this and put this away for maybe a month, 2 weeks to a month, or of course the longer the longer that you leave it in your jar, the better tasting your cake will be. Okay, so now we're going to go on for the ingredients for the cake itself. Don't forget to check out my website to get your proper measurements for your ingredients. Okay, I'll leave a link for the website in the description box below. Okay, so we have 2 eggs, right? We have 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Yes, I have 1 cup of butter. I have a teaspoon of vanilla essence, a teaspoon of sorry, this is almond essence, sorry. A teaspoon of vanilla, oh my god. Excuse me. A teaspoon of vanilla essence and a teaspoon of almond essence. And I have the browning here. This is to get the cake the really dark color, right? And I have in the corner here some cinnamon, 1 teaspoon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. We have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I think I captured everything. And in the back here, in this black thing you're seeing here, this is the fruits that we had soaking. I'm going to use 4 cups of that. I think I captured everything. Again, if I miss anything, right, I think I did capture everything. If I didn't, check out the website for all the ingredients and the actual measurements. So let's get to the next step to mixing everything together. Today is Christmas Eve, so I want the house to smell like, you know, cake and pastel and stuff, you know. All right. I'm going to deal with the dry ingredients. I have the flour, the cinnamon and nutmeg, the baking powder, and we also be needing a pinch of salt. That's what I forgot to mention in the list of ingredients. A pinch of salt. Yes. And I'll just mix everything together. I'll just put this aside for when you're ready to add this to the wet ingredients. So here I have the butter. I'm going to add the brown sugar. And as usual, I'm doing this by hand. This is just the way my mom used to do it, by hand. She would sit down there. She had a really large mixing bowl, and it was one of those ceramic things that she had. And that thing, I'm sure she still have that bowl. That may be about older than my kids, about 30-something years plus years old. And she would sit down with that bowl and hand mix, cream her sugar and butter, and mix her entire cake by hand, real old school way. I'm gonna add the eggs one at a time. Now, if you have your cake mixer or your hand mixer, go right ahead, of course. This will be an easier task for you. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the almond essence, vanilla essence, and I'm going to add the fruits gradually. Now, of course, if you're using your hand mixer or your cake mixer, this will look a little different. You have a nice creamy texture to your mixture, but of course the end result will be the same. You notice I didn't add any fruits to any prunes to my fruits. There's no particular reason. Like I said, I saw some of the candy pineapple in the grocery store, and I just fell for that. I chose that instead. But of course, traditionally people use the prunes, you know, when they're doing their black cake, with the set of fruits. Added 2 cups of the fruits to my mixture. Now I'm going to start to add the flour, gradually, for everything to come together before I add the balance of the fruits. My bowl seems like it's a bit too small, but let's see how it works out. Cake mixture with all the fruits added in. The bowl was barely big enough, and all my flour, everything. So the last ingredient I'm going to add right now, it's the is the browning. Here's my cake mixture with the browning added. Just a little tip, my browning I had it there for a little while, and it was very, very thick. So what I did was, just for mixture to mix evenly, I took a bit of the cake mixture, put it in a separate bowl, and then added the browning to that, and let that mix in well, and then I add that mixture to this. So I would get a nice, the browning to spread evenly, you know. Okay, so I'm going to set this up in my baking dish. I have some of those disposal baking dishes, whatever you call them. Set my oven at 350 degrees. They should take approximately an hour to bake. All right, be right back. Cake in my cake pan. I got about 3 of these and a little extra that I put in my regular bread pan. Right, so like I said, I'm going to put them to bake. It should take about an hour because these pans are not really that full. So, but as the cake is so moist, it would need some time to fully bake. Okay, I'll be back again. Oh, it's time to clean up. Yes. Okay, so All done. Like I said, it took about approximately an hour to cook. So, plus this is a small dish, so it wouldn't take that long to cook. Right, so we have to do the toothpick test now. So I have a toothpick. I'm just gonna stick it into the center of the cake. As long as this is dry, the cake is fully cooked. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stick the cake right around like this. Make some holes. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going to have I have a glass, little mini glass here of some rum. I'm going to pour this over the cake. This is approximately a quarter cup of the alcohol. I should have used a different container. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go again. I'm going to pour the alcohol and let this fully soak. My mom, she would, when she finished make her cake, and of course when it's cool, she put it in one of those sweet biscuit containers and put that in the fridge, and that will last. Like sometimes I remember the time she served a cake, it was like about a year old. And this type of cake too, of course, is a popular in the Caribbean. And like when you have wedding cakes and stuff, this is the sort of ingredients that we use because you want your wedding cake to last long. So you make some people they put the fruits, some people they don't, but it's like a dark cake, a black cake like this, and they will put the alcohol. The alcohol preserve that cake for a long, long, long time. All right, so I'll just let this cool for a little while, and then I'll cut into it for presentation.
Ila no mawa kami. Awa, you get your kami.